Carly, thank you. Live at 5, Georgia Republicans now throwing their full weight behind a push to ban transgender athletes from competing in girls' sports. Atlanta News First reporter Abby Kasouris explains the bill they just introduced. It's considered to be one of the strictest in the country.
This new bill would ban transgender athletes from playing girls' sports at public schools from kindergarten through college. It would also require that transgender students use separate bathrooms, locker rooms, and have separate accommodations for overnight trips.
This is simply about fairness and common sense.
House Speaker John Burns, surrounded by Republican members of the House in the Capitol Rotunda, announcing a new priority bill he calls the Riley Gaines Act, named after the University of Kentucky swimmer who competed against transgender swimmer Leah Thomas for the 2022 NCAA Women's Swimming and Diving Championship and lost. It all unfolded on Georgia Tech's campus.
Men do not belong in women's sports.
That's Gaines on a Facebook post from Frontline Policy, a Christian nonprofit with an activist arm who helped write Georgia's bill.
This bill is one of the strongest, if not the strongest bill now to hit the nation.
25 states have passed bans. The Human Rights Campaign and LGBTQ activist group says bans have caused an increase in hate crimes towards the LGBTQ community.
If this were a really big issue, if women in Georgia were really facing an existential threat in sports of trans women, they would be able to point to more than one instance, and they can't.
Democrats announcing their own bill, the Equal Opportunities in Sports Act, calling out Republicans, saying if they really want to help girls' teams, they would ensure they have better equipment, practice times, coaches, and program funding.
If Georgia Republicans truly wanted to protect girls' sports, they would stop their harping on the non-existent threat by trans athletes and embrace this legislation that empowers our girls.
The Riley Gaines Act dropped in the House hopper. Next, it will be assigned to committee. The Senate has their own version of a bill with a less restrictive ban. We will be tracking both of those bills as they move through the state legislature. In Atlanta, I'm Abby Kasouris.